Portland, bundle up, we're going agate hunting, and Newport is home to some of the best agate hunting on the Oregon coast. They even have a super rare and sought-after variety named after them, the Newport Blue. And if you're like me and mistake every shiny rock or piece of glass for agate, don't worry, there's usually 1 to 10 unofficial experts on the aptly named Agate Beach ready to tell you what to look out for. Afterwards, you can warm up with a hot meal at local Ocean Seafoods or a South Beach Fish Market or Clearwater restaurant, all while overlooking sea lions. There is truly something for everyone in Newport. Plan your trip today at discovernewport.com/citycast. That's discovernewport.com/citycast. Today on CityCast Portland, we're looking into the city's new pilot program hoping to make us all landlords, how Portland can't stop giving Fox News headlines, plus we're diving into our mailbag and hearing from you, our listeners. With me today are KBOO News Director Althea Billings and our very own senior producer, Giulia Fiaoni. Althea, Giulia, thanks for joining me this morning.
Hello. Hey, Claudia.
Hello. Before we jump into the news, I ask an opening question so any new listeners out there can get to know our guests a little better. And today's question is actually inspired by Portland Mercury's Sandwich Week, which started on Monday and is going through Sunday. So nearly 100 local shops are making special sandwich creations just for this week and selling them for only $10. There's options here for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's overwhelming, but it made me wonder, what's your favorite sandwich in town?
Okay, I have a few answers, and I apologize for not being able to pick one to start.
I said one, but that's fine. Okay.
Everyone knows I love Dawnbringer breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's a food cart pod on North Vancouver. It's amazing. Love that place. But I do have a sleeper hit that doesn't get any love, and I need to shout them out. The Spare Room on Northeast 42nd in the Cully neighborhood. They make these very basic rye bread, turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomato sandwiches very late into the night. And like the whole sandwich is like really crispy cold. The bread is super soft. It's like a cartoon clip art of a sandwich. It's like the most basic, but it really scratches an itch for me. And I just have a lot of love in my heart for that sandwich when I'm craving it at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's so reliable.
Real quick, is it marble rye?
Yes, it is. It's marble rye.
That is, you can never find marble rye in this town. What about you, Althea?
I am a huge proponent of the pulled pork sandwich at Meat Cheese Bread. Oh. Have you guys had that one? Oh my God, it's so good. But it's like a special treat, you know? It's like we're going out of our way. We're doing a sandwich and it's going to like drip down your face a little bit. But it's worth it.
Oh, that's good. Mine has to be the grilled pork banh mi from House of Banh Mi in Northeast Portland. Like, I would drive to that sandwich, and I do. It's just, I love banh mi's. And we don't have them in St. John's, really, so yeah.
Damn.
It's perfect. All right, now that we're all hungry, on to the news of the week. Althea, you're sharing an interesting new program the Portland Housing Bureau has launched. Lay it on us. What's going on?
Yes, it's the home sharing pilot program that the Housing Bureau announced this week. Their plan is to do a year-long pilot program where they'll offer $1,000 in one-time grants to homeowners who rent out an extra room through a certain local provider, at least for a year. There's some particular stipulations, like they can only charge $200 a week max. That includes fees and utilities, and they can't do a security deposit or anything like that.
Okay.
And that's kind of the idea they're saying that it's to increase affordable housing options quickly for vulnerable populations. It's coming from $500K out of the general fund. But, you know, it's interesting to talk about, are we reinventing housemates, basically?
Yeah,
and I guess I've just been wondering if it changes existing behavior. I think maybe for folks who were on the fence of maybe renting out an extra room, this is great. You get an extra grand for doing so, but it does also require that you get into the city bureaucracy, which everybody loves.
Yeah.
My first question is this enough of an incentive for homeowners for it actually to be a successful program? Because I'm really trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who owns a home and has like a guest bedroom, and they're like, okay, $1,000 nice, but like then I'm only making $200 a month after that. And this is a commitment to live with somebody I probably don't know.
$200 a week. So it'd be $800 a month at least.
Okay. Well, that makes it different. I feel like that.
She's in.
You know, if I was a homeowner, that's a really.
You got one.
That does make it a little bit different, but still. Complicated situation. And I do wonder if that initial $1,000 grant is enough of a sell for folks for this to be like worth everybody's time and putting it together, you know?
Also, what's going to stop me from moving out of my house and renting out both rooms?
You have to live in the same house as the person you're renting out to. That's the one thing I remember.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be living there. Sure.
I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying now.
I'm just saying, like, 100%, I would just try to work that shit. I'm like, yeah, I live there on Sundays, and I hang out on the porch, and I have a coffee.
A lot of work for $1,000 of city money.
I want to know how they're going to prevent someone like me scamming them.
Yeah. I did think about the
question.
scams, like telling your friend that you're already planning on moving in to pretend like that wasn't already the plan. Like, that may as well be a family member at this point. There's a lot of things.
That's a good idea, too. We're just giving out ideas right now.
I think what you described, Julia, is not technically a scam. I think that is
allowed.
Maybe what they were after.
All right.
That one's allowed. You can't do your family members, but chosen family, maybe they need to circumscribe that. If you can't live with somebody you like, maybe that's part of what the city needs to do to make sure that you don't scam, is that you have to live with somebody who you really can't stand.
Well, also, I'm curious, who chooses these roommates? Is it the Portland Housing Authority? It's just like, this is the person you're rooming? Or do you find them?
They are required to list it through this for-profit listing service called Pad Split. There's still going to be background checks and stuff. I don't think it's totally random. That seems way bizarre that you would opt into a program and totally cede all of your autonomy on that. But it's an interesting sort of system. I don't know that it's not motivating to me as someone who doesn't own a home and already has a roommate. So I'm counted out from the start.
Yeah.
But there's also some concerns that have been voiced by someone like City Council President Jamie Dunphy, who's saying, do we need to partner with a for-profit listing company?
Yeah.
Are we going to be wishing that we didn't do that sometime in the future?
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But honestly, I'm just glad there are ideas that are happening and proposals and, let's see if this works. I mean, I think anyone who's lived with a roommate is like, no, thank you. But like you said, there are a lot of retired couples who've already been thinking about it. Or there's, and this could be the incentive. So this works out. Man, I'm still thinking of all the scams I can possibly do.
I know. I don't know why my mind went there too. I was like, wait, I have roommates. I have 3 roommates. And then I was like, well, I don't own this home. I don't own this home.
It's always it's like a thought exercise. I'm not going to do it, city. Don't look into it.
The one thing that finally takes down the great Claudia Meza is scamming for $1,000 from the Housing Bureau.
Just my scam empire.
In her Sundays only living arrangement.
Like, I even use the restroom. I don't know why we're having this conversation. Well, thanks for looking into this. I'm curious how this all pans out. Let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, how Portland might become a haven for polyamorous families.
Spring buying season is here. If your 2026 goal has been to finally buy something for yourself in Portland, you've got to be fully prepared. Local mortgage lender James Adair will set you up with the mortgage plan you need to buy the home you want. James's certified buyer pass can help you write tighter, more competitive offers to beat out cash buyers and negotiate the market with maximum leverage. Real estate is what you own, but your mortgage plan is how you own it. Let James show you how the right plan can create a massive financial lift. Visit pdxhomeloan.com to learn more. James Adair, NMLS 272766 with Better Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 330511, an equal housing lender. Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. and each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
So I'm looking into a story reported by OPB's Alex Zielinski. And folks, we're not beating the allegations. Portland is the future liberals dream of. However, positively or negatively, you want to take that. Because last Wednesday, Portland City Council advanced a policy that would protect people from discrimination based on their family or relationship structure, meaning if passed this week, Portland will be the largest U.S. city to allow polyamorous families to sue over discrimination. Now, for those who might not be aware, polyamorous families are households where more than two adults are in a consensual relationship without being married, even co-parenting children together. Marriage between more than one adult is still considered polygamy and is still illegal in the U.S. So that is the difference. Mm-hmm. This policy, though, will be part of a larger ordinance upholding LGBTQ plus rights, allowing people to sue over claims of discrimination related to employment, housing, and other areas. Plus, it puts it in writing that Portlanders have the right to use a public bathroom consistent with their expressed gender. So all good stuff. But what I found most interesting wasn't the policy itself. It was the conversations from counselors surrounding the wording. So specifically, the policy would define family or relationship structure to include multi-partner or multi-parent families and relationships, step families, multi-generational households, diverse family structures, consensually non-monogamous relationships, and consensual sexual and or intimate relationships, including asexual and aromantic relationships. All this would be written out. So two of our city councilors in particular, Eric Zimmerman and Alana Pertolgini, who, by the way, are both part of the LGBTQ plus community, weren't comfortable with explicitly defining those types of relationships in the actual policy. Now, according to Councilor Zimmerman, including this extra language could attract, and this is a quote here, extra spotlight by the Fox Newses of the world and drum up undue fervor in the conservative ecosphere. And in a reverse Uno discrimination card, he accused his non-LGBTQ plus counselors of brushing aside his concerns. But in the end, he did push everyone to support the amendment and policy to avoid further attention. But what do you guys think? Like, is this how city council should decide how we write ordinances and policy? Like, what will Fox News think?
This one reminds me so much of a conversation we had recently about the Portland Public Schools Center for Black Student Excellence and how they're being investigated by the U.S. Department of Education, and how a lot of the conversation was like, maybe we're getting this negative attention because of like what we named the building, what we named the program, rather than the fact that it's serving so many folks in the community, not just Black students, who really need help. And I feel like I'm still coming back around to the point that we shouldn't have to censor the language that acknowledges that these communities are important and exist and have needs. And if we think about our policies and our structures in that way, where we're afraid to say things for what they are, I think that's a real problem long term. And I think in this case, that idea applies.
I get that. I do think that, you know, we got to stick with don't comply in advance. And certainly we shouldn't be structuring what we do or don't do in city policy based on how Fox News is going to feel about it. That is a battle that we can really only lose. They hate us regardless. Portland is the name on the door. That's the name they have a problem with, regardless of anything else we have going on, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a quote from Councilor Avalos who said something to the effect of, if it's the right thing to do, then it's the right thing to do, and we should do the right thing, as opposed to worrying about how it will be considered and talked about by people who don't believe that it's the right thing, because you're not really going to convince them. So I get that as well. There is a part of me that's a little bit feeling like, does the government need to circumscribe my relationship so tightly? Do they need to be that involved in my intimate relationships? But I don't know. I can kind of go two ways on that. And it's protection from discrimination. It's not prescribing what one can or can't do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little bit...
Well, it's vague language that leaves room for misinterpretation. And that was something that Amy Nash Kill, and I hope I'm saying their last name correct, they have raised 4 children with 2 partners in Portland, and they testified to city council when they were voting on this. As she said, we have learned that vague language leaves room for bias and hate instead of inclusion and care. And they were pushing for everything to be kind of laid out. I hear what you're saying too, Althea, but I don't know if it means that once you get a job, you have to check what family structure. I think it just says you cannot be discriminated because of your family structure. I will say though that Portland is not going to be spearheading anything new. Like last year, Berkeley, California passed a very similar ordinance because they found that polyamorous families in the US frequently face discrimination due to this lack of legal protection. They found also that over 2/3 of polyamorous people report experiencing discrimination, including losing custody in court, just stigma, because I guess a lot of people are just like, what are you doing? And it's just a fear of termination at work. And so I know there's a lot of us who in the dating world who are just like, can't stand polyamory. But these are committed families, and I need everyone's bias right now. And Althea's hiding her face because I know she's number one. But but these are committed families is what we're talking about. Like families with kids, and let's hold our bias for having to navigate a poly person right now, because that's not what we're talking about. So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at here.
That's the difference for me too. This is clearly policy that's trying to support families who are it's very obvious that that type of family structure is one that really works for them, and they're just trying to access the same resources and supports that degular families have, right? And that is very different than the 7 friends I know that have 12 partners each and are a walking hot mess. But
man, I'm seeing if they all rent a house, they can get a lot of money.
If one of them
make
owns
some money.
it.
Oh, there's the scam. Oh,
There we
the
go.
This is how we're gonna get Fox News to rain on us. They're just like, free housing for polys.
They're giving $1,000 to every polyamorous homeowner.
Oh man. Well, this probably now I'm like, Zimmerman, I agree.
Yeah, we come right back around.
We need to keep this under wraps. Oh my God. All right, well, let's take a quick break here, and when we return, we're diving into our mailbag. Giulia, what do you got for us?
I'm digging into our mailbag. I'm elbow deep in our massive mailbag. Okay, so we got a lot of notes about our recent gluten-free foods episode with Wheatless Wonderlust travel writer Matt Hansen, who's also a fan of the show. We loved having Matt on. But we got some listeners writing in with more picks for gluten-free spots in Portland, which really just emphasizes his point about Portland being the best gluten-free city in the world. So this one is from listener Christy A. And they say, thanks for the gluten-free round 2. If you do a round 3, I highly, highly recommend Makiko Mochi Donuts, which is 100% gluten-free and dairy-free and so good. They're in the Kearns neighborhood and in Beaverton. We also have another one, and this is a longer list of recommendations from listener Aaron B. And they said, y'all, I just listened to this morning's episode. From the bottom of my heart, thanks for following up on this request for gluten-free foods. I like to tell myself that you did this episode just for me. So we have a few categories of picks from Aaron. There are personal recommendations for bakeries, another shout out for gluten-free gem on Northeast Broadway, for pizza, Boxcar Pizza at the Zipper on Northeast Sandy. They say, I've legitimately had a bite and then double checked with the employee. Are you sure this is gluten-free? I don't know how they get that crust to be so bouncy. And also Pizza Jerk on 42nd in Cully. They say it's a good crust that holds up to toppings well and a nice personal pizza size, so you don't have to worry about leftovers if you're the only gluten-free person in your party. Personally, I love pizza jerk. And then there are a few others. They mention Mestizo, which is an entirely gluten-free restaurant on Southeast Division, Oma's Hideaway on Southeast Division, and Gato Gato in the Hollywood neighborhood. They're very transparent with their ingredients, so it's very easy to navigate as a gluten-free person. And then FOMO Chicken, which is in a food cart pod on Southeast 28th. I've been here before. I didn't realize that their chicken was gluten-free. I find it to be very, very tasty.
Is that you talking or is that Aaron talking?
This is all from Aaron.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just like, wait, are you saying you've not been to this chicken place?
I've been. I love it. And I didn't realize it was gluten-free, but Aaron shouted it out.
Maybe we need like mailbag music so I know who's talking.
I know, like. Dun, 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 dun,
I'm
dun,
so
dun.
easily confused.
Maybe you should do a voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Do an accent. Everyone's gonna love that.
Mailbag.
Jamaican, go.
And then Mestizo is entirely gluten-free.
Oh my God. No one's gonna like that.
Good idea, Althea.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, have y'all been to any of these spots I just rattled off? I feel like these are some popular picks.
I've been to the donuts.
You've gotten
been
gotten the mochi
the
donuts.
Yeah, I like the ones that it just looks like a baby teething ring, kind of. So I like that about it.
Oh my God. That's exactly what it looks like.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Takes me right back.
But you can like fulfill that.
Oral fixation.
Yeah,
Sure,
you're just
sure.
like, I can eat this. This is
No,
great.
that's
Oh my
that's probably a reason why I love them too, and I just haven't admitted that to myself. So thanks for pointing that out, Althea.
You know,
I have teeth now. I can bite all the way through.
do you know that I used to think as a kid that those the chocolate, I'm even saying they're chocolate, those brown door stoppers, I thought they were chocolate. And so I would always,
Exactly.
my mom
Wait,
would constantly
someone should
have
make those.
to take, like me just being like, oh, she's like, why would we leave chocolate on the floor? And I'm just like, I'm two,
Underneath the
lady.
door.
I'm two, okay? I know, and also maybe I'm hungry. Maybe feed me. Think about that.
Yeah, maybe
Why am
there's
I
a
trying
reason
to
why I'm
find
thinking
food
it's
on-
chocolate.
Why am I trying to forage right now, mother? But anyhow, if someone could make a chocolate doorstop, that would fulfill my weird fixation.
That's good. I like that idea. Things that look like things that maybe you wanted to eat as a kid, but now you can eat them as an adult because they're actual food. It's a great idea.
Brand new restaurant idea, right?
I do have a few more picks from newsletter reader Tabitha Freeman. These are spots that I've never even heard of. It's Bastion in Selwood. That's another favorite. And another one, Butterfly Belly Asian Cuisine on Northwest Park. And they were talking about how the experience eating there is a little bit slower because the main person that's running the place is also running karaoke there, which I'm already sold. They said it feels like you're hanging out in someone's living room. And then their last pick was Kirari West Bake Shop on Northwest 23rd. And they do a lot of different Japanese specific pastries and treats, which sounds awesome. But I also wanted to share with y'all, there was a food opening that happened this month that was highlighted by Portland Monthly associate editor of food and drink and friend of the show, Alex Frayne. Believe it or not, there's another Italian place. So this spot's another Italian place opened this month, which is adding to a list of
Congratulations,
a
that's
lot
great.
of
No,
places.
yeah, no hate, no hate, no hate.
No hate at all.
And sound like no hate. Damn.
I was just confused. I was like, what? She was singing and I got confused. I was like, why are you what's going on?
Because I think it should have a jingle now. And if anytime we
Okay.
mention an Italian spot opening on the show, it's so often it should have its own jingle. But this spot,
And yet you weren't doing Billy Joel scenes from an Italian restaurant. It's right there.
Wow.
Bottle of red, bottle of what? You guys, we can cut that.
Okay. Oh no, that's how we're
we're
opening
keeping
the
that.
episode.
So this spot is called Il Corso. It's opened in the Pearl District, and it's run by some folks from some of my favorite bars and restaurants in town. In the kitchen, there's Chef Brady Stevens, previously working with Jacqueline and OK Omens and Scotch Lodge. Ooh. And then behind the bar is Lisa Talbert, also from Scotch Lodge. And I'm like, I'm sold. I'm going. Even though there's a million Italian spots, I want to go. And the cool thing about this place is that they're calling themselves an official Salumeria. So they're really focusing on cured meats that are imported from Italy. They have a ton of Italian wines and homemade pasta. I think it's just going to be like a really simple, tasty spot to go and get happy hour treats. and drinks. They have a few snacky plates like tuna carpaccio and fried goat cheese. And they're on Northwest Gleason, open 4 to 10 most days until as late as 11 on the weekends, but they're closed on Sundays. But I could totally see myself
I want to go.
popping in for a drink on the west side when I'm hanging out there.
That was the easiest nay to yay that I've had.
Right?
Yeah. Because you're Italian, all right. And then you named all the bangers. Like, you're like, oh, people from Jacqueline and Scott Lodge twice. And okay, these are wonderful spaces. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this is
that
why
does sound good.
I'm particularly excited about this spot too.
Well, now I'm excited about a new Italian place. We have plans now how to everyone listening, make a few grand extra a month.
Find more people to date, move in with more folks, go out to Italian food.
We did it. I mean, you're welcome, everyone. Also, let's link to our gluten-free episode in the show notes, just in case someone listening didn't hear it and they're like, well, I want to hear all these awesome picks. But y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Althea, Giulia, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Claudia.
Thanks.
So that's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate or leave us a review? And don't forget, you can support the show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor, like ad-free listening. Just visit membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's or wherever Althea hangs out. Or Giulia. I don't know. What is your Slim's?
Track me down.